Like a Pokemon trainer, I've been trying to catch them all. Them being all the different types of microphones that one might use for content creation on YouTube. After about 2 years of slowly obtaining all the different kinds of mics, I'm finally able to give my conclusive thoughts on what type of microphone you should get for what type of content. And this is pretty much the fairest comparison that you can get because all of these microphones are in and around $100. The microphone types that I'll be looking at today are a XLR pencil microphone, an XLR dynamic microphone, a USB condenser microphone, a 3.5mm shotgun microphone, and a 3.5mm lav or lapel microphone. Now, how I'm going to be looking at them, what characteristics does the microphone type have? What kind of content the mic is good for? How do they work for the content that I make? What kind of features each type of microphone has, and whether or not it requires any additional purchases or accessories for the microphone to work. I will also provide you with an audio example, an extensive audio example for each mic by doing their respective segments with the corresponding microphone. But before we get started, if you happen to find this video helpful at all, or if you just like the video, please remember to like the video. Also, consider a subscription to the channel, it really means a lot to me. And if you want to see more content from me besides this channel, I also have a gaming channel linked in the description below. And lastly, all of these specific microphones mentioned in this video will be linked in the description below. Those will be Amazon affiliate links, so they will help support the channel. Now, with all of that being said, let's get started. My sample for the USB condenser mic, or the USB mic in this question, is the extremely popular Blue Yeti. Now, what a USB mic offers for a content creator is probably the easiest solution for everyone who has a computer nearby. All you need to do is plug the microphone into the computer and voila. Maybe sometimes you need a little bit more software, but that is the thing. You get software. With software, you can get different kinds of effects or just digital equalization and mixing for the audio signal. On top of that, USB microphones are extremely popular with especially gaming creators. Why? Because the idea of the USB microphone is, well, it's simple. What they do exceptionally well is that they shut out background noises. That is why, if I go over here and start typing on my keyboard, you're probably not hearing too much from the background. And I am making these clicks clack. And just to throw a little bit of a mouse action in there, maybe you're picking up something, maybe you're not. Most likely, if you are, it's very quiet. Now, on top of that, like I mentioned, with the software, you can get a lot of different kinds of features with USB microphones, like mixing your different audio levels and sources with the Elgato Wave, or a whole suite of tools with the new Beacon microphone. This is exceptionally handy because it will get you started with mixing and audio properties, and it will let you make the most out of a small budget. The Blue Yeti also has its featured software in the Logitech G Hub, and the G Hub is a very good example of what you can achieve with just a USB microphone. You don't need a mixer, you don't need anything else. The G Hub software has a lot of features that you can use to change your voice, make the microphone sound better for your voice. But also, if you want to use some sort of effects, just notice that those are in there these days as well. So you can get a lot of stuff. That's why USB microphones, if you're a gaming creator or you're fine with the microphone being in the shot, it is a really good value for money these days. And the microphones themselves also come usually equipped with a bunch of nifty features, like the ability to mute my microphone so you don't hear anything that I'm saying, adjust the gain on the microphone itself, or adjust the polar pattern of the microphone on the microphone itself. That is why these are exceptionally good value. So if you are a gaming content creator and you want to get started, that is why a USB microphone is definitely a great option. The only thing you really can't use a USB microphone for is something like an on-the-go with a camera type of setup. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to use it somehow. But whatever it is, I'm 100% sure that it's suboptimal at best. Nearly everything else in this list is a better option for that use case. Let's jump in to the next microphone. My sample for an XLR microphone is the Rode PodMic. Now both the upside and the downside of an XLR microphone is the fact that it requires an audio interface of some sort to work. Whether it's a recorder like the Zoom H5 that I have for my on-the-go solution, or something more stationary like a Scarlett Solo, for example. Personally, I have a Go XLR Mini that I use on my setup all the time. The downside of having to include an audio interface is of course the fact that that's going to cost you. So that can drive the price up for your audio solution all the way from like extra $80 to anything that you want. The sky is the limit. But the benefit is also the ability to get much better fine tuning and higher quality voice with an XLR microphone. The ability to EQ the mic with your sound perfectly is the key here. You're essentially paying for versatility and the ability to make it your own. Now, as I showed you before, there are software equalizers these days for the USB microphones, but those are not the same thing as having a dedicated audio interface, because essentially what the microphone is doing is that it's doing all of the processing itself, which means that the quality has to take a hit somewhere, and it's usually the audio quality. Now, there's another comparison with this microphone and the last one. Like I said, the Blue Yeti is a condenser microphone. The Rode PodMic is a dynamic microphone. These are terms that you will definitely run across more than once when you're looking for a microphone. Without going too far into the technology itself, the gist of them is this. A dynamic microphone is better at isolating your voice versus the background noise. It picks up less from around it, more from in front of it. So if you're gaming and banging on your keyboards in the background, your microphone won't pick that up as easily. A dynamic microphone won't pick that up as easily. This also helps if your room is less than optimally acoustically treated, like my room is. So it will pick up less reverberations that are bouncing around your room. Now, the condenser microphone's weakness and strength is the fact that it's more sensitive. The weakness part is that it does the exact opposite. It picks up more of the background noise. But the upside is that you usually get a more open and detailed sound with a condenser microphone. This fact is something that you do want to weigh in when you're considering which microphone to buy. Now, with the Rode PodMic, this is me banging on the keyboard behind the microphone. You probably don't hear it, possibly at all. I can even throw some mouse clicks in there. You're not picking up anything. No one is hearing what I'm doing in the background. Also, something you want to keep in mind, for both of these microphones, you obviously want to be really close to the microphone itself. So the optimal distance is actually somewhere around 6 to 12 inches or 15 to 30 centimeters, depending on the situation, of course. And especially if you're clicking mouse and banging on a keyboard while you're doing this, while you're recording, really need to have it close by for it to be able to isolate that background noise. This means that the microphone is going to be in your shot when you're recording. So what if you want the microphone out of the shot? The shotgun microphone that I have the most experience with is the Rode Video Mic. The idea of a shotgun microphone is that it will only pick up things coming from straight in front of it. The term comes from its polar pattern, which looks like how the pellets of a shotgun spread out once fired. This allows you to be further from the microphone and gives you the chance to pick up a mic stand and just move it out of the camera's vision. Now you can be a bit more free, you can wave your hands around more freely, and you can even move around a bit. Many shotgun mics also offer you a chance to mount them on DSLR camera. And if your camera supports it, even plug it into the camera. This allows for great running and gunning type of vlog setups. If you use a shotgun mic indoors, you might run into issues though. Due to reasons I know nothing about, shotgun microphones are actually more susceptible to RF interference than the other types of microphones. And if you want to know what that experience is like, you can check out the video in the top right corner right now. Also, due to their functionality, the shotgun microphones are also a bit more susceptible to reverb. So if your recording room or space is less than optimally acoustically treated, then you might want to consider something else. Also, why you might not want a shotgun microphone for stuff like gaming content is because when you move the shotgun microphone out of the shot itself, it will be picking up more sound around you. So if I go over here and I do my same typing and mouse clicking test, you can probably hear all of that, at least most of it. So this is why shotgun microphones are not used for gaming setups. So if you do want a mic that you can move out of your camera's vision, but still use indoors in a not that well acoustically treated room, this next one is for you. The sample that I have for a pencil microphone is the one that you heard at the beginning, which is the Samson CO2. I do have a review of this microphone right up there. Now, pencil microphones or small condenser microphones are mainly designed for instrument recording. Having a small capsule allows them to block out the unnecessary audio and the audio that it's not coming from straight in front of them. That means that the reverb or your room's acoustic treatment affects them less. But seeing as they can still pinpoint your audio a lot better than the other ones, you can still boom them out of the shot nicely and have that freedom without being affected by reverb. Not only that, compared to shotgun microphones, pencil microphones are also smaller, so you can get them closer to your mouth, but still having them out of the shot. Pencil microphones do tend to be XLR, and they also require phantom power to work, so you do want to keep that in mind when you're looking for the accessories that you need. So once again, that would be an audio interface or some sort of an XLR phantom power output type of deal. So while being better than shotgun microphones at isolating the sounds around you, they do still have a downside compared to the first microphones that we had. Compared to the first two, pencil microphones do take in more sound than the first two microphones that we had because they are further away from you. So having the microphone boomed out of your shot usually forces you to increase the gain or the sensitivity of the microphone, which means that when you do start typing, you can still pick that up. You will easily pick that up as well as your mouse clicks. So that is why pencil microphones or shotgun microphones work for gaming content. You will just drive your viewers mad with the clickety-clack of the keyboard. But there is still one more type of microphone that you can get for your content. Let's have a look. Now, last but not least, there are the lav mics. These are the small clip-on mics that you clip onto your shirt or a tie or a collar, and most of them have a 3.5mm connection, so you can plug them into anything essentially, from a computer to an interface to a camera to your phone or a recorder, for example. The beauty of the lav mic is the fact that you can get decent ones for really cheap, and they provide you with the best mobility. If you connect a lav mic to your phone, for example, throw that phone in your back pocket, you are free to go as far away from the camera as you want. Nothing can stop you, and nothing will change the audio level. My Boya BMO2, I can't remember what this thing is called, cost me about 20 euros, and it was the first microphone that I got for these kinds of videos. And the audio quality, while not great, it is definitely better than anything built in to something like a camera or a phone. Also, you don't have to look dumb while you're holding a phone right here. But besides having the lowest sound quality or the microphone quality out of the lot, but do keep in mind it is fifth the price of most of the other mics, there's another downside as well. The fact that it's clipped onto your shirt and it's pretty sensitive means that it will easily pick up other sounds. So if it touches your fabric, the fabric of your shirt, if you have like an overcoat or something like that on, it will definitely pick that up. And it can be quite loud, and if it's happening while you're talking, yeah, that part is ruined. And that's everything. Those are the 5 types of microphones that most people will use for any type of content. But as you can see, all 5 have their strengths and their weaknesses. So those are the things that you need to weigh depending on the type of content that you're making. As most of the time on this channel I am making talking head videos, I'm using the Samsung CO2. Not in the first ones because this is a relatively new microphone for me, but it is definitely working the best for me. But on the gaming channel where I make gaming videos and voiceover videos, I'm usually using the Rode Pod mic because it isolates me from my background so well. I do hope you found this video helpful, or at least entertaining. Now, I want to emphasize, I am not an audio expert by any means, but these are just the experiences that I've had that I wanted to get out there for other newcomers like me. And also, I wanted to keep everything as simple as possible, so someone who is in the situation where I was when I started can easily understand and grasp what I'm talking about and what the differences are, because this is a complicated field. Now, is there anything that I missed? Let me know in the comments below. Or if you have any questions regarding this or anything else, be sure to let me know in the comments below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.